guess I didn't see him. What are you looking so sad about, Jam?
I'm surprised at you. I mean, I'm really insulted. I mean, that's not right what you just said.
What do you mean, what I just said?
I mean, I'm get a drink of water. I'm late getting home, but you talk. I said something about the greatest heavyweight champ, man. I'm a hometown man, and you talk about Joe Louis, man. Joe Louis wouldn't be nothing for me. Joe, I tell you, Joe, do you think you would have stood a chance with me?
Well, Clay, during one time during my career, I went on a Bum of the Month tour.
Bum of the month? I would have been a bum compared to you.
Well, you've been on the tour.
Oh, man.
Now watch this. A left-right combination by Rocky draws a beautiful left hook counter by La Starza. Oh, his man down. La Starza has been knocked down, but never out. As he himself puts it, I know how to get up. During this, and ducking under those shots by Marciano. Watch.
What's happening, my people? It's Cash Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before we get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to be a content creator. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT, Mike Mazik. Salute to everyone and welcome to another episode of Cass Sports, the Boxtorian. Today, the life and career of Floyd Mayweather Jr. And you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. Andrew K. How are you today, Andrew K? Good to see you. Welcome to Cass Sports, bringing you all that boxing history. This is the Friday afternoon edition of Cass Sports, the Boxtorian. At the end of another big week of boxing history, we always do a profile on a former boxer on Friday. Today, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Nothing fancy. Just going to talk about the man's life and career, that's all. Okay? But first, we do a little highlight of boxing history from 2 to 2:30. Today, we're going to talk about the 13 of the fastest punchers in boxing history. So let's get started with that. We got a lot to do today. As Lucy Goosey is back again. Salute, Lucy Goosey. Appreciate you joining us again. Appreciate all your great input you put in yesterday. Salute, Lucy Goosey. Yeah, we're going to talk about Floyd today. Okay. But first, Mike Rim in the building. What's up, Mike Rim? First, we did a little highlights of boxing history from 2 to 2:30 every day. We're going to talk about some of the fastest fighters of all time, fastest punchers of all time. Let's start that so we can get into Floyd by 2:30. We appreciate everybody that's coming through today. Hit the like button, please. Up or down. Okay. Now let's get into these fast guys. Hand and foot speed. Now, boxing is an art exhibit by the trained and equipped artists known as boxers. Now, the boxers remind us that speed can be as deadly as power in the sweet science of boxing. Now, the art of lightning fast hand speed is not only required for attacking, but it also helps make the defense strong by putting your opponent on the back foot. Now, the rapid fire combinations, punches, and dazzling display of fast-paced hands make any boxer a unique fighter in the industry. Now, the boxers with the fast hand speed became legends in the sport and left many fans in awe with their blistering hand speed. Now, the fastest boxers in history are revered for their exceptional speed, both in terms of hand speed and footwork, which allowed them to dominate the ring and leave opponents bewildered. Fighters like Muhammad Ali, known for his ability to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Remember, the hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. And Sugar Ray Leonard, who combined speed with power to overwhelm his opponents, set the standard for what it means to be quick in the ring. By expanding on the list, Zab Judah and Hector Camacho brought lightning fast reflexes and hand speed to help them secure world titles across multiple weight classes. Okay, so let's get into the list. First is Hector. Yeah, I was supposed to have been showing that while I was doing that little talk. But first is Hector. Just a little brief discussion on these guys. Technique in the building. What's up, Technique? Technique says the cherry picker himself. Oh, okay. Salute Technique, though. Okay, we're going to talk about this, some of these fast guys, some of the fastest punches in the game. Finish that up by 2:30 and talk about the, like Technique said, the cherry picker himself. Okay. Hector Camacho. Fast reflexes, troubled opponents. Right? Now, Camacho won world titles in 3 different weight divisions, demonstrating his versatility and skill across multiple weight classes. Notable wins include victories over legendary fighters like Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard, right? They were past their prime, Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard, but BoxRec doesn't say past their prime. BoxRec just says Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard as victims of Hector. Now, the latter of which led to Leonard's retirement. Only time Leonard ever been stopped was in his last fight by Hector. Now, Hector was known for his lightning fast reflexes and footwork. Camacho's speed was his greatest asset in outmaneuvering opponents. Hector. Okay. Nate's talking about some of the fastest boxers of all time. Gary Russell Jr. How about Gary Russell Jr.? Okay. Now, Gary Russell Jr.'s speed helped him win championship fights, right? He has unbelievable head speed. Russell Jr. held the WBC featherweight title for several years, defending it multiple times. He was recognized early in his career as the prospect of the year in 2011 due to his exceptional speed and skill. Yep, prospect of the year. Zab Judah. How about the fast guys? Zab was exceptionally fast. Zab Judah's speed was compared to Floyd Mayweather. But Zab never lived up to his potential. Zab Judah won several world titles across 2 weight classes, including the IBF and WBO titles. Renowned hand speed, Judah was known for his extraordinary hand speed, often being compared to Floyd Mayweather in this regard. Now, despite his talent, Judah's career was marred by inconsistent performances and a brain injury in 2019 ended his boxing career prematurely. Known for his incredible hand speed, Judah was often compared to Floyd Mayweather Jr. for his fast hands. Despite a career that didn't fully meet its potential, Judah's quickness in the ring remains legendary, earning him world titles in multiple weight classes. Thomas Hearns. Let's talk about the hitman. The hitman, Thomas Hearns. Okay, Lucy Goosey says, I'd like to see you put together a list of the best combination punches. That'd be cool to see where my favorite fighter, James Toney, thanks on your list. Lucy Goosey, I take all suggestions because every Wednesday I do a show that's a suggestion from the chat. So you want to see the best combination punches. That'll be coming up maybe next Wednesday. But yeah, that's noted. Yeah, every Wednesday is a show that if I have one, is a suggestion that comes from the chat. So we got combination punches coming up from Lucy Goosey in the very near future, maybe next Wednesday. But Thomas Hearns, right? We're talking about some of the fastest guys in the history of boxing. Now, Thomas Hearns generated speed from his long arms. Hearns also known as the Hitman. Remember? Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Now, Hearns was the first boxer to win championships in 5 different weight divisions. He earned the Boxer of the Year title in 1980 and 1984. Okay? Thomas the Hitman Hearns was known as a boxer with large arms that could reach his opponents easily. Many little people knew that he was indeed a master of quickness when it came to counterpunches. His speed was not just his hands, but all his reflexes worked according to his will once he started dominating his opponents. Hearns had the reach and rapid punches to knock the wind out of his opponent's sails. He was the first boxer to win world championships in 5 different weight divisions. I said that. A career record of 61 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, 48 knockouts. It's evidence of hers' strong punching and boxing skills. The Hitman. Sergio Martinez. Remember Sergio? Wasn't bad. Okay. Sergio was an example of speed and accuracy. Okay. Now, Sergio Martinez did not take on a boxing career until turning 21 years old. However, his hand speed and punching accuracy were remarkable. His straight left was a weapon he used to great effect to knock out his opponents. Martinez often fought with his hands down, which allowed him to capitalize with his swift and precise counterpunches. Now, the ability to use his hand speed as his main strength did not change as he made an incredible comeback in 2023 at the age of 48. The ability to maintain a high speed in the later rounds of his fights allowed him to outperform opponents. Okay. Amir Khan. Yep, Amir. Excuse me for a second. Yep, Amir Khan. Had some good hand speed. Foot speed too. Yeah, that's good. It is so loud out there. I'm sorry about that. Everything was quiet until 2 o'clock. Okay, Amir Khan is the next person on the list. We got like 10 minutes. I don't like to start before 2:30, give a few more people time to get here. But there's Amir Khan. We're talking about some of the fastest fighters in boxing history. Okay. Appreciate everybody stopping by today. Like and subscribe. 9 away from 900. Trying to get to that magical 1,000 mark. But Amir Khan, okay. Now, Amir King Khan used his hand speed effectively in his career to lay down his opponents. His speed carried him through multiple weight classes, allowing him to claim world titles in different weight divisions. The one thing that always remained a headache for Khan was his suspect chin, right? Everybody knew about that. Now, the boxers with high-speed punches can often lose control over their defense, as seen in all 60 feats of Khan's career. Khan had an outstanding boxing record, but Khan's ability to deliver quick and successive punches listed him among the top British boxers. Amir Khan. Pernell Whitaker, Sweet Pea. One of the top defenders, remember, of all time. There's Sweet Pea. The Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker, did not remain sweet while facing his opponents during the boxing fights. Although he was known for his extraordinary defensive skills, his quick counterpunches were a surprising element of his boxing career. Whitaker was a defensive genius who could throw countless punches in the blink of an eye. Pernell Whitaker had an outstanding career record of 40 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, 17 knockouts. He was not a hard puncher or a knockout expert, but his speed has been difficult to control for his opponents. Whitaker holds the record for the longest unified lightweight championship reign in boxing history. Mike Tyson. Surprised that Iron Mike made it when you talk about speed? Yeah. Thomas Hill in the building. What's up, T. Hill? We're going to talk about Floyd today. And first, we're talking about some speed guys, some of the fastest fighters in boxing history. Hand and foot. What's up, T. Hill? We got 10 minutes. We'll be finished by 2:30. Mike Tyson had remarkable hand speed. Yes, he did. Excuse me. Okay. Let's talk about Iron Mike. Now, the legendary boxer could unleash a barrage of punches before his opponents could blink. Many people don't know how Mike Tyson got his start in boxing. Tyson was discovered in the Tyrant School gym when a social worker, Barbie Stewart, saw his punching speed. That's a reform school up there in New York. I don't know if it's still there, but it was there back in the day when Mike was a youngster, like 13 or something. This guy, social worker at reform school, was the one that discovered it, right? Now, the social worker saw Mike's punching speed. Now, the blend of speed and power made Tyson the youngest boxer to win a heavyweight title. That record still holds, 20 years old. A career record of 50 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw, 44 knockouts. Okay, I got to get that rate. I can't let a knockout rate go by without trying to figure it out. Mike has a knockout rate of 88% on the dot. 88%. Okay, let's continue. 50 wins, 44 knockouts. That's 88% on the dot for Mike, Iron Mike, okay? Now, he was an undisputed world champion, reign of 3 years, made him one of the best in the world. His legacy in the ring for delivering those hard and ferocious punches will always remain undisputed. And part of his legacy is the bite fight, too. We can't forget that. And here's Floyd, Money Mayweather, made the list. He's going to be the subject today of the, Triple G. That's a good one, Andrew K. Andrew K says speed and power equal Triple G. Floyd Mayweather. Now, we're going to talk more in deep about Floyd in a minute, so I'm just going to go on past him. Okay? Because we're going to cover all that about Floyd later on. You know, he won 15 world championships in different weight classes, but yeah, I'm going to go to the next one. Manny Pacquiao. Floyd was number 5. Manny is number 4. Okay? There's the Pac, man. Manny Pacquiao. Okay? Now, we're just talking about some of the fastest guys in boxing history until 2:30. A couple more minutes. Now, the Philippine boxer is a legend, not only in boxing, but his achievements outside boxing in various fields of life made him a person to follow. Pacquiao's rise from a humble beginning to become an 8-division boxing champion is a treat for every boxing fan. Pacquiao's punching speed was the stuff of a legend. His rapid combination of punches and quick footwork made him difficult to control in the ring. Manny Pacquiao hit the record list by becoming the first boxer to win world championships in 4 different decades and 8 different weight divisions. Okay? Number 3, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. The hands can't hit, but the eyes can't see. Muhammad Ali is the best of the best and made almost every boxing top 10 list there is. A fast combination of 5 punches against George Foreman in the famous Rumble in the Jungle fight made him an elite in the list of fastest punches. Ali turned more on the defensive side in the later part of his career, but he was among the quickest boxers during his early days. The famous Phantom Punch was the best weapon in his arsenal. Get Sonny listed a Phantom Punch. The referee didn't see it. The people in the front row didn't see it. Ali and Liston didn't even see it. Ali overwhelms his opponents with both the volume and velocity of punches. It's his rapid punching delivery that led him to some of the most exhilarating knockouts in boxing history. Number 2, Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. There's Roy. Now, Roy, the decline and rebuild of Roy Jones Jr. remained one of the best stories of any professional athlete. His exceptional hand speed and reflexes, with great knockout power, frequently determined the outcome of most of his fights. His famous Captain Hook was spectacular, which he could deliver with fast speed repeatedly. Roy Jones has the longest professional boxing career, spanning 33 years. Okay? Jones had a knack for finding openings in his opponent's defense and exploiting them with fast-paced punches before they could react. There's no shame in saying that Jones Jr. changed how boxers thought about defense and offense during a fight with his outstanding body movements. And number 1, Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray, like Ali, is in the top 10 and number one on a lot of different types of lists. Sugar Ray is also in the 100 knockout club, okay? 109 knockouts for his career. Yep, Sugar Ray Robinson. With all his other talents in the 100 knockout club. Yes, he is. Oh, yeah. I heard about that book. I never read it, though, Lucy Goosey. Cornerman. Yeah. Yeah, I think Ed McQueen was telling me about that. Sugar Ray Robinson. Then we're going to get to Floyd. Almost right on 3:30. Sugar Ray Robinson was awarded the title of Best Pound-for-Pound Boxer of all time by the Ring magazine, along with many boxing legends. And he was the fighter of the 20th century, too. The introduction of pound-for-pound rankings in boxing was also associated with Sugar Ray's name. Robinson had 109 knockout victories in his career, which showed his knockout power. He had an uncanny sense of timing and rhythm while delivering punches. He could deliver power punches at a high speed that often blinded his opponents. The incredible legacy of boxing legend Sugar Ray Robinson could not be completed without giving proper credit to his hand speed and punching prowess. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's get into Floyd Money Mayweather. Okay, how's everybody today? It's Friday. We got a couple, I don't know, big name fights this week. Well, we got a couple women's championship fights. We got Natasha Jonas putting her title on the line, and we got Daniel's sister, Caroline Dubois, putting her title on the line over there in London tomorrow. And next week is a pretty good one nobody's talking about. This is the biggest fight of the year nobody's talking about. The flyweight unification. Now I can't think of the names. Sincero, it'll come to me. That's crazy, man. I gotta look them up. Then we're gonna start on Floyd. But this is, I think it's on the 13th. From Japan, so it might be early in the morning. You know how they do over there in Japan. They don't cater to our time. They put their fights on at their own time, on their own days. Okay? A lot of fighting during the week over there. I've been talking about this fight for weeks. It's the flyweight unification fight. And it's going, I think it's fight of the year type potential. Okay? I got a serious brain lock, man. I couldn't even think of them. But there's always Google. Right? It's on the 13th, though. Come on. I've talked about them all day yesterday. Here we go. Kenshiro Teraji and Seigo Yuri Aki. Yeah. Flyweight unification fight coming up on the March 13th. And I believe that's on a Thursday. They fight for the Godfather, so it's on ESPN or ESPN Plus. Bunch of Japanese fighters on the card. Some good fighters on there. So look forward to that card on the 13th. Now it might be 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, most people don't, Western people don't get up and watch them fights in the morning unless it's the monster. But that wouldn't be worth getting up for. I promise you. Okay. Okay. The life and career of Floyd Money, Pretty Boy / Money Mayweather. Technique says the biggest duck of all time. But we're going to get into it right now. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. I was trying to fix the music right. This cast is sick, so got the heat on. It's a vent like right over top of me. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Floyd Money Mayweather. Life and career today. I couldn't believe we never did him, but nope, we never did. Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr., right? American boxing promoter and former professional boxer. He competed between 1996 and 2017, 21-year career for Floyd, okay? Now, he retired with an undefeated record and won 15 major world championships spanning 5 weight classes, from super featherweight to junior middleweight. This included the Ring Magazine title in 3 weight classes and the lineal championship in 4 weight classes, twice at welterweight. Now, as an amateur, Floyd won a bronze medal in the featherweight division at the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. He won 3 U.S. Golden Gloves championships at light flyweight, and featherweight, and the U.S. National Championship at featherweight. Now, after retiring from professional boxing in August of 2017, he transitioned to exhibition boxing. Okay? Yeah. Now, Floyd fought in 5 divisions, right? Well, other name, Money, Pretty Boy, TBE, the best ever. Okay. He fought at super featherweight, lightweight, junior welterweight, and junior middleweight. Had titles in all of them. He was 5 foot 8 inches tall. He had a reach of 72 inches. He fought out of the orthodox stance. They had a total of 50 fights during his professional career. He won all 50, 27 by way of knockout. Okay, for Floyd. Now, Mayweather was named Fighter of the Decade for the 2010s by the Boxing Writers Association of America, the BWAA. Okay. A 2-time winner of the Ring Magazine's Fighter of the Year Award, 1998 and 2007. 3-time winner of the BWAA, Boxing Writers Association of America Fighter of the Year Award, 2007, 2013, and 2015. And a 6-time winner of the Best Fighter ESPY Award. ESPN ranked Floyd the greatest boxer pound for pound of the last 25 years, okay, in 2016. As of May 2023, BoxRec ranks Floyd the 2nd greatest boxer of all time, pound for pound, behind only Sugar Ray Robinson. Wow, that's big praise there. I don't know if I would say all that. You know what I mean? Now, Floyd is referred to as one of the best defensive boxers in history, okay, since the existence of Carpool Box. Floyd is the most accurate puncher among professional boxers, having the highest plus-minus ratio in recorded boxing history. Okay? He has a tied record with Joe Louis of 26 consecutive wins in world title fights, 10 by knockout. He has 23 wins, 9 knockouts in lineal title fights, 24 wins, 7 knockouts against former or current world champions, 12 wins, 3 knockouts against former or current lineal champions, and 5 wins and 1 knockout against International Boxing Hall of Fame inductees. And Floyd was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in the class of 2021, of course, on his first ballot, right? Of course it was his first ballot for money. Now, Floyd is one of the most lucrative pay-per-view attractions of all time in any sport, okay, not just boxing, any sport. He topped the Forbes and Sports Illustrated list of the 50 highest paid athletes of 2012 and 2013. and the fourth list again in both 2014 and 2015. That's 4 straight years. As the highest paid athlete in the world, 4 straight years, 2012 through 2015, right? In 2016, he founded his own boxing promotional firm, Mayweather Promotions, after leaving Bob Arum's top rank. Floyd has generated approximately 24 million pay-per-view buys and $1.6 billion in revenue throughout his career. In 2018, he was the highest paid athlete in the world with total earnings. That's not just boxing, that's athlete, period. Okay? 2018, highest paid athlete in the world with total earnings including endorsements of $285 million, according to Forbes magazine. In November 2021, Sportico released an all-time athlete earnings list in which Floyd ranked number 6 of all time. Okay, number 6 of all time of all athletes' earnings. That was 2021. And he had a few exhibitions since then. So he might have climbed a little further up the list, right? Okay. Yeah, that was 2021. Yeah. And throughout his career, exhibitions and everything, he earned an inflation-adjusted $1.2 billion throughout his career. Not million, 1.2 billion for Floyd. Okay, let's look at Floyd's early life. Let's look at his early life, okay? Yeah. It's nothing fancy, just the life and career of Floyd Mayweather Jr. KISS, keep it simple. Stupid. I'm calling myself stupid, not y'all. Okay. Early life for Floyd / Pretty Boy / Money. Lucy Goosey said, I'd say Floyd is the best prize fighter ever. The best boxer, I'd say, is highly debatable. Definitely as far as money, the highest paid, right? He was the highest paid athlete, period, any sport for 4 straight years, 2012 through 2015. Early life, okay? Now, Floyd was born Floyd Joy Sinclair on February 24th, 1977 in Grand Rapids, Michigan, into a family of boxers. His father, Floyd Mayweather Sr., is a former welterweight contender who fought Hall of Famer Sugar Ray Leonard, right? His uncles, Jeff Mayweather and the late Roger Mayweather, were professional boxers. With the latter, Roger Mayweather, Floyd's former trainer, winning 2 world championships, as well as fighting Hall of Famers Julio Cesar Chavez, Pernell Whitaker, and Kostya Tszyu. That was Roger. Roger had a pretty good career as a professional. Had two-time champion. Mayweather was born with his mother's last name, but his last name was changed to Mayweather shortly after he was born. His maternal grandfather was born in Kingston, Jamaica. He attended Ottawa Hills High School before he dropped out. But I believe he went back and got his GED or, he got some kind of equivalency diploma. He did finish. Okay? I read that somewhere. Now, boxing has been a part of Mayweather's life since his childhood, and he never seriously considered any other profession. Floyd said, I think my grandmother saw my potential first. When I was young, I told my grandmother, I think I should go get a job. And she said, no, just keep boxing. Grandma knew what she was looking at, like that grandson he got now. Yeah, keep boxing. What was a kid, like 3 or 4 something, got good feet already. Floyd's grandson. Good feet, good punch placement already, man. It's crazy. Now, during the 1980s, Mayweather lived in the Hiram Square neighborhood of New Brunswick, New Jersey, where his mother had relatives. He later said, when I was about 8 or 9, I lived in New Jersey with my mother, and we were 7 deep in one bedroom, and sometimes we didn't have electricity. When people see what I have now, they have no idea of where I came from, and how I didn't have anything growing up, right? Okay, I don't want to miss anybody coming in. There's Donnie Williams. What's up, Donnie? Talking about Floyd Mayweather today. Little simple look at his life and career. Salute, Donnie. Appreciate you stopping by on this Friday afternoon. Donnie Williams. Okay, let's continue. We still was into Floyd's early life, okay? Yeah, he said he didn't have anything growing up, you know? Now, it was common for the young Mayweather to come home from school and find used heroin needles in his front yard. His mother was addicted to drugs, and he had an aunt who died from AIDS because of her drug use. Now, Floyd said, people don't know the hell I've been through. Now, the most time that his father spent with him was taking him to the gym to train and work on his boxing, according to Floyd. Floyd said, I don't remember my father ever taking me anywhere or doing anything that a father would do with a son, like going to the park or to the movies or to get ice cream. I always thought that my father liked his daughter, Floyd's older sister, better than he liked me because she never got whippings, and I got whippings all the time. Floyd said he got whippings all the time. Okay? Now, Floyd's father contends that Floyd is not telling the truth about their early relationship. Even though Floyd Sr. says, even though I did sell drugs, I didn't deprive my son. The drugs I sold, he was a part of it. He had plenty of food, he had the best clothes, and I gave him money. He did not want for anything. Anybody in Grand Rapids can tell you that I took care of my kids. Floyd Sr. says he did all of his hustling at night and spent his days with his son, taking him to the gym and training him to be a boxer. Sr. said, if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be where he is today. Yeah, I've heard him say that. He used to say that often. Yeah. Okay. Loosey Goosey. I'd say Floyd. Oh, I read that. Yeah. Appreciate you, Loosey Goosey. Okay. Now, where are we? Yeah, Floyd Sr. said if it wasn't for him, Floyd wouldn't be where he was today. And Floyd says, I basically raised myself. My grandmother did what she could. When she got mad at me, I'd go to my mom's house. My life was ups and downs. His father says he knows how much pain his incarceration caused his son, but insists he did the best he could. Mayweather Sr. says, I sent him to live with his grandmother. It wasn't like I left him with strangers. In the absence of his father, boxing became an outlet for Floyd. As the elder Mayweather served his time in prison, his son put all of his energy into boxing and dropped out of high school. Floyd says, I knew that I was going to have to try to take care of my mom, and I made the decision that school wasn't that important at that time, and I was going to have to box to earn a living, he said. Yeah, but I read so he did go back and get his diploma eventually, okay? Okay, let's look at Floyd's amateur career. Amateur career for Floyd. After I wet my whistle. Excuse me for one moment. Oh, excuse me. I know that was loud. I'm sorry. I went down the wrong pipe. Wow. Okay. Amateur career for Floyd. Won an Olympic. Well, he didn't get the gold. He got cheated. We're going to get to that. Now, Floyd had an amateur record of 84 wins and 8 losses. Everybody loses in the amateur except Sugar Ray Robinson. And Floyd won National Golden Gloves championships in 1993 at 106 pounds, 1994 at 114 pounds, and 1996 at 125 pounds. He was nicknamed Pretty Boy. He got the nickname Pretty Boy from his amateur teammates because he had relatively few scars, a result of the defensive techniques that his father and Uncle Roger had taught him. In his orthodox defensive stance, Mayweather often utilized the shoulder roll, an old school boxing technique in which the right hand is held normally or slightly higher than normal. The left hand is down around the midsection and the lead shoulder is raised high on the cheek in order to cover the chin and block punches. Now the right hand, as in the orthodox stance, is used as it normally would be to block punches coming from the other side, such as left hooks. From this stance, Mayweather blocks, slips, and deflects most of his opponent's punches, even when cornered, by twisting left and right to the rhythm of his opponent's punches. Okay? Let's talk about that 1996 Olympics I was getting ready to talk about, but then I said, well, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, let's talk about that 1996 Olympics that Floyd was in. Okay? At the 1990, oh Lord, I hit the, bear with me for a minute. Here I go again. Be back in a second. 1996 Olympics. Gee, Merry Christmas, cast. Stop hitting stuff. Now, at the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta, Georgia, Floyd won a bronze medal by reaching the semifinals of the featherweight division. In his first fight, Mayweather led 10-1 on points over the Kazakhstan fighter. I'm not even going to try his name. Before winning when the fight was stopped. In the second fight, Mayweather outpointed Artur Dvorkin of Armenia 16-3. In the quarterfinals, the 19-year-old Mayweather narrowly defeated 22-year-old Lorenzo Aragon of Cuba in an all-action fight to win 12-11. That was a good one. I have seen that, yeah. Him and the guy from Cuba was a good fight, man, right? And Floyd, with that fight, with that win, Floyd became the first U.S. boxer to defeat a Cuban in 20 years, since the 70s. I think he was the first one. It might have been Sugar Ray, might have been the last one to do it. Because I know Sugar Ray, oh, here it is right here. Just follow the script, Cass. Follow the thing. Okay. Floyd became the first U.S. boxer to defeat a Cuban in 20 years. The last time this occurred was the 1976 Summer Olympics, when the U.S. Olympic boxing team captured 5 gold medals among the recipients with Sugar Ray Leonard in his semifinal fight against the eventual silver medalist Serafim Tartarov of Bulgaria. Now, Mayweather lost by a controversial decision, very similar to Roy Jones' highly controversial decision in 1988. They hard on those Americans in those international competitions. Even when they're in the United States. Floyd Olympics was in the United States, in Atlanta, remember? Now, the referee, Hamad Hafez, showman of Egypt, mistakenly raised Floyd's hand, thinking he had won, while the decision was being announced, right? And the announcer said the Bulgarian's name. Now, who would know better than the referee who won the fight? The ring announcer was announcing the winner, and the referee was taking Floyd's hand up. And the ring announcer said the other guy's name. Yeah, that's one of the biggest rivalry in the history of boxing, right there. Now, the U.S. team filed a protest over the Mayweather fight, claiming the judges were intimidated by Bulgaria's Emo Jetchev, head of the boxing officials, into favoring the Bulgarian by a 10-9 decision in a 125-pound semifinal fight. Now, 3 of Jetchev's countrymen were in gold medal fights. Judge Bill Wakali, one of the 4 U.S. judges working the games for the International Amateur Boxing Federation, resigned as Olympic Games and Federation judge after Mayweather lost the decision, which was loudly booed by the crowd at the Alexander Memorial Coliseum in Atlanta. This judge said, "I refuse to be part of an organization that continues to conduct its officiating in this manner," he wrote in his letter of resignation to Federation President Anwar Chowdhury. But he was American, so what else was he going to say? Then none of the other judges from the other places complained. guess they got paid pretty good. But they said the guy from Bulgaria intimidated him. So, but yeah, that was a terrible decision. Anybody see that? Yeah. Yeah, Lucy Goosey saw it. That was terrible, man. The referee knew who won. He was taking Floyd's hand up. Had to put it back down. Now, in the official protest, U.S. team manager Gerald Smith said Mayweather landed punches that were not counted, while the Bulgarian Todorov was awarded points without landing a punch. The judging was totally incompetent. No, it wasn't incompetent, it was cheating. There's a difference. Like when these judges get these bogus decisions, it's not bad judging, it's cheating, right? These judges aren't bad at all. They just corrupted. It wasn't incompetence, it was just cheating. Okay, get it right. Now, the judges failed to impose a mandatory 2-point deduction against Todorov after he was warned 5 times by the referee for slapping. Yeah, the amateurs, I think 5 warnings, you're supposed to get a 2-point deduction automatically. Everyone knows Floyd Mayweather is a gold medal favorite at 125. Mayweather said afterward. In America, it's known as 125 pounds. You know, and it's known. I know I wasn't getting hit. They say he's the world champion. Now you all know who the real world champion is. Okay, now let's go to his professional career. Okay, let's get into Floyd's professional career now. It's almost 3 o'clock. We're gonna get this thing done. We're gonna land this plane into the airport by 4. Did I miss anybody coming in the building before I start? No. Everybody hitting the like button. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was bad how they did Floyd, Lucy Goosey. It sure was. Terrible, man. That was terrible. Okay, professional career. He started at super featherweight, right? 130. Super featherweight or junior lightweight, right? 130 is where Floyd started. Now, Mayweather won his first professional fight on October 11th, 1996. Matter of fact, we got 33 fights to cover in the next hour and 7 minutes, and we're going to get it done. 33 of them. We're going to talk about 33 of his 50 fights, okay? Started at super featherweight. Mayweather won his first, just briefly about it, nothing too deep. He won his first professional fight for the 3rd time. I said this. On October 11th, 1996, when he knocked out, so he turned pro a few months after the Olympics. He knocked out fellow newcomer Roberto Apodaca in round 2, okay? Mayweather's trainer at the time was his uncle, Roger Mayweather. His father, Floyd Sr., was still in prison after his conviction for illegal drug trafficking in 1993. So he started out with Roger, right? Now, his father took over as Floyd's trainer when he was released from prison after Floyd's 14th fight, which was a second-round knockout of Sam Gerard, okay? Now, from 1996 to early 1998, Floyd won most of his fights by knockout or TKO his first couple of years, right? Getting a lot of stoppages. Now, early in his pro career, Floyd received praise from all corners of the boxing world and was touted as a pugilistic prodigy. During his fight with Tony Duran, the ESPN commentator remarked, Emmanuel Stewart was quoted as saying, "There have been very few who have been more talented than this kid. He will probably win 2 or 3 world championships. I think he will go on to be the best ever." That was from Emmanuel Stewart, who trained the hitman himself, Thomas Hearns, the first hitman. International Boxing Hall of Fame trainer and commentator Gil Clancy commented before Mayweather's 9th professional fight against Jesus Chavez. Gil Clancy said, another big-time boxer in the Hall of Fame, Gil Clancy said, "I thought that Floyd Mayweather was an outstanding pro prospect up in the entire Olympic Games." Okay, now, Mayweather versus Gennaro Hernandez. Okay. Canelo Hernandez. That was his first big fight. I think it was a title involved in this one too. Come on, man. There's him and Gennaro right there. Okay. But this was his first big fight here. Gennaro Hernandez. I think it was a title on the line. Let's see. Let's see what's happening. Mayweather versus Hernandez. In 1998, within 2 years of entering professional boxing, Mayweather decisively won his first world title, the WBC Super Featherweight Championship, with an 8th round technical knockout of the ring world #1 ranked super featherweight Gennaro Hernandez after his opponent's cornerman stopped the fight. Yeah, Floyd said Gennaro was one of his idols. He said he had a big poster of Gennaro Hernandez right above his bed when he was growing up. Yeah, when he was an amateur. It was Hernandez's first defeat at 130. He said after the fight, "He defeated me. He is quick, smart, and I always knew he had the speed. I give Floyd respect. He is a true champion." Now, with Mayweather's win, he became lineal champion of the division because he beat the man to beat the man. Because Hernandez had previously beaten Azuma Nelson, whose dominance of the super featherweight division had prompted boxing publications to enter him the vacant lineal championship. Now, Mayweather became the first 1996 U.S. Olympian to win a world title. Now, following that win, Floyd's promoter, Bob Arum, said, the Bob father said, "We believe in our heart of hearts that Floyd Mayweather is a successor in a line that starts with Sugar Ray Robinson, goes to Muhammad Ali, then Sugar Ray Leonard." You forgot Joe Louis, Bob father. Started with Joe Louis. Bob father said, "We believe that Floyd epitomizes that style of fighting." Okay. Next big fight was against Angel Manfredi. Mayweather versus Angel Manfredi. There's him and Manfredi. Manfredi was back to us. Okay. After capturing the title, Mayweather defended it against contender Angel Manfredi with a TKO in round 2, giving Manfredi his first loss in 4 years. Okay? First loss in 4 years. That was a big name at 130 on Angel Manfredi back around that time, late 90s. And he hadn't lost in 4 years. By the end of 1998, Mayweather was ranked by the Ring as the number 8 ranked pound-for-pound best boxer in the world, already on the pound-for-pound list, and became one of the youngest recipients of the Ring's Fighter of the Year award when he was 21 years old, the same age Sugar Ray Robinson and Muhammad Ali were when winning their first award. So there were inklings of how great Floyd was going to be early. You know, he was linked with doing some things that some huge names and some of the biggest names in the sport had done early in their career. So there were inklings that Floyd was going to be great very early in his career. Now, in 1999, Mayweather continued his domination of the super featherweight division by defending his title 3 more times. The second defense of his title was against the Argentine Carlos Rios, which he won in a unanimous decision. Mayweather, fighting past the 8th round for only the 3rd time in his career, won on the judges' scorecards: 120, 110, 119, 108, 120, 109. Pretty much a shutout. Now, Mayweather's 3rd title defense was against Justin Juco, which he won by knockout in the 9th round. Juco could not beat the count of 10 by referee Mitch Halpern, and the fight ended in Mayweather's favor 80 seconds into the 9th round. And his final title defense in 1999 was against Carlos Gerena, with Mayweather winning in a 7th round referee technical decision, RTD. Mayweather said after the fight, "I want to show the world that along with Oscar De La Hoya and Roy Jones Jr., I'm the best fighter in the world." And we had a few more years before him and Oscar met. And of course, Roy was way up there, too big for them guys. Now, this dominance did not go unnoticed in the boxing world. By the end of 1999, the 22-year-old Mayweather was ranked the Ring's number 2 pound-for-pound best boxer in the world. So he jumped in 1 year. Remember, 98, he came on the list at 8. By 99, he was number 2. And behind, Roy Jones was number 1. Floyd was only behind Roy Jones Jr., 22 years old, man. Yes. Now, before making the fifth successful defense of his title against former WBC featherweight champion Gregorio Vargas in the early 2000s, Mayweather fired his father as his manager. He fired Floyd Sr. Oh, doctor. Okay. Fired Floyd Sr. What the hell was it? Yeah, 2000. He fired his father as his manager and replaced him with James Prince. But at that point, Floyd Sr. was still his trainer. Now, a few months after the fight, the rift between father and son grew when Mayweather also fired his father as his trainer. In a 2004 interview, Floyd said that although he loves his father, he had a better chemistry with his uncle Roger, right? He had the better chemistry with Roger. There's him and, well, that was him and his father right there. Okay, that's him and Roger. Here, he said in an interview he had a better chemistry with Roger, okay? Because his father put too much pressure on him to be perfect. He said Roger was a little more looser on him. Mayweather in his fifth title defense. Now, you know, Roger trained him when he first started as a pro because Floyd Sr. was in prison. But as soon as Floyd Sr. got released, he took over. But now, Floyd Sr. is not in prison. He's out, and Floyd just fired him and preferred Roger, okay? So, in his fifth title defense, he won a near shutout over Gregorio Vargas in Las Vegas. During the 10th round, when Floyd overheard HBO announcer Jim Ledley say that the champ had switched to a southpaw stance for the second time in the fight, Floyd leaned over the ropes and said it was the third time. He used to do that all the time. Talk to the announcers during the fights. Remember, yeah, Floyd did that a lot. After a 6-month layoff, Floyd was still elusive. During the 6th round, Mayweather dropped Vargas with a hook to the ribs and cruised to a unanimous decision. Okay? Now, Roger Mayweather returned to his role as his nephew's trainer for his next fight, a non-title lightweight fight against Emmanuel Augustus, then known as Emmanuel Burton, which Floyd won by a 9th round technical knockout. And there's all three of them. Floyd Sr., left to right, Floyd Sr., Floyd Jr., Roger, the late, great Roger Mayweather, okay? Now, years later in an interview in 2012, Floyd would name his fight against Augustus as the toughest of his career and said, if I was rating certain fighters out of every guy that I fought, I'm going to rate Emmanuel Augustus first compared to all the guys that I've faced, okay? Now, his next big fight was against Diego Corrales, okay? Going up against Diego Corrales. Okay, there's Floyd and Diego. Right there. Diego Corrales. Yeah, the drunken master, Loosey Goosey. That's right. I used to always call him the dancing master. I think Mike Rim corrected me like 1,000 times. The drunken, I don't know why I was saying the dancing master. The drunken master. Right. Let's bear with me for a second. I swear that music comes up on its own. I turned it down and right back up blasting again. That's crazy. Where are we? Who's he fighting, y'all? He's fighting Diego Corrales. Okay, sorry about that. Diego Corrales. In one of the more definitive and memorable fights of his career, Floyd fought the hard-hitting former IBF super featherweight champion, Diego Corrales, who was 33-0 at the time with 27 knockouts when he went up against Floyd. Coming into the dangerous Diego Corrales. Now, coming into the fight, Floyd and Corrales were both undefeated, and neither fighter had touched the canvas in their careers. And Floyd was the ring's number 2 ranked super featherweight in the world and number 7 pound for pound. Right? He was number 2 on somebody's. Okay. Now, while Corrales was the number 1 ranked super featherweight in the world, number 5 pound for pound. So Corrales was ranked higher than him in the division and on the ring pound for pound list. Okay. Now, before the fight was announced, Floyd had stated he wanted to fight Corrales, who was facing jail time for allegedly beating his pregnant wife. Oh, Diego. Come on, man. Now, I want Diego because I'm doing it for all the battered women across America, right? And he ended up going to jail for beating the woman. But that's what Floyd said. I wanted to fight Diego because I'm doing it for all the battered women across America. That's before he got his charges, Floyd said. Just like he beat that woman, I'm going to beat him. Anyway, while both fighters were the same age, 23, Corrales had several physical advantages over Floyd. 2 inches in height, 1 inch in reach, and despite both arriving at the official weight at the 130-pound super featherweight limit, unofficially, by the time of the fight, Diego's was 146 pounds and Floyd was 136 and a half. So Diego put on 16 pounds overnight, right? Floyd put on 6 and a half. That's why they should have the same day weigh-ins, man. Because look at this. Now, neither one of them fighting that lightweight. I mean, junior lightweight. But Floyd is fighting that lightweight, just one weight class up at 136. Diego fighting that welterweight, 146 to 146. Why you supposed to say welterweight? Now, he weighed in as a super lightweight, and he'd have jumped up 3 damn divisions by the next day. That's why they need same-day weigh-ins, man. Come on, that's ridiculous. The man weighed in at 130 on the dot. By the time of the fight the next day, he had welterweight. That's ridiculous, man. But I'm sorry for going off on it, but that's ridiculous. They need same-day weigh-ins or a weight clause. What they call this stuff? Rehydration clause, man, across the board. Isn't that ridiculous? You're supposed to be fighting for the super featherweight title, and you fighting that welterweight. Go up to welterweight then. Come on, man. But Floyd, I'm glad Floyd beat his ass. That's weight bullying, textbook definition of weight bullying right there, man. But anyway, Mayweather won every round in the fight and knocked Corrales down 5 times, 3 times in round 7 and twice in round 10. I guess the weight bullying didn't work, did it, buddy? After the 5th knockdown, Corrales' cornerman climbed onto the apron and stopped the fight, thereby establishing Mayweather as a claimant to boxing's mythical pound-for-pound title. Now, at the time of the stoppage, Mayweather was ahead on the scorecards, leading by 89-79, 90-79, and 90-78. Pretty much, yeah, he won every round. Now, but that's probably how Corrales came to be undefeated. Weight bullying, man. That's weight bullying at the textbook definition of weight bullying. You weigh in as super light, super featherweight, but the next night you're fighting as a damn welterweight. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. And it's still going on. Now, throughout the fight, HBO commentators analyzed Mayweather. Larry Merchant stated, Mayweather fights in a tradition of boxing and quick-handedness that goes back in Michigan all the way to fighters like Sugar Ray Robinson. That's what, and Harold Letterman remarked. Jim Lampley, I gotta tell you, I'm terribly impressed. I don't think I've seen an exhibition of boxing like this since Willie Pep. This kid is unbelievable. Great legs, great speed, unbelievable ring generalship. I mean, he's got tremendous presence in that ring. Floyd Mayweather knows where he is every minute of this fight. That was Harold Letterman, the official scorer who don't know nothing about scoring. Unofficial scorer. I'm glad he didn't become an actual judge because he would have been terrible. He'd have been worse than that woman, what's her name, Eugenia Williams? Yeah, I'm glad Harold Letterman didn't really become a judge. Al Booger in the building. What's up, AB? Talking about Floyd today. Yeah. Salute Al Booger. How are you? Okay. So now after the Corrales fight, Floyd said he wanted to fight Prince Nassim Hamed. Hopefully we can meet at 128, or he can come up to 130, because Hamed was at 126, so Floyd was trying to, right in between 128. Floyd was at 130. So He said, we can fight, or I can fight the winner of Joel Casamajor. I don't think, did he ever fight Casamajor? I don't think he did. Now, Prince Nassim isn't going to fight you, intervened HBO commentator Larry Merchant, who then chuckled and added, after he saw this fight, it ain't going to happen. I really wanted to fight Prince Nassim, Mayweather continued, but hopefully I can face the winner of Casamajor versus Freitas. Although neither fight materialized, no, he didn't fight Casamajor. Mayweather's opponent, Diego Corrales, would later hand Freitas, the winner of the Casamajor versus Freitas fight, his first professional defeat, right? So instead of Floyd getting the winner, Corrales, the man he beat, got the winner, right? Now Casamajor got the winner of the Freitas, and Corrales got the winner of the Freitas Casamajor fight. I don't know how that happened. Floyd should have got it. Okay, so let's move on to the next fight. Next big fight was Carlos Hernandez, okay? Was Carlos Hernandez after Joel Casamajor. I mean, not Joe, Diego Corrales. I keep saying Joel Casamajor. Carlos Hernandez was next. Okay, there's him and Carlos. Okay, Mayweather versus Hernandez. Ant McQueen is in the building. What's up, Ant McQueen? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Ant was the one telling me about that Lucy Goosey, that book. He was, yeah. That's no, I had heard somebody talking about that. It was Ant. Salute, Ant. Okay. Okay, now we're at Carlos Hernandez versus Floyd. Okay, on May 26, 2001, Mayweather, fighting in his hometown of Grand Rapids, Michigan, pounded out a 12-round unanimous decision over future IBF super featherweight champion Carlos Hernandez to retain his WBC super featherweight strap, calling it one of the toughest nights of my career. Floyd overcame injuries in both hands to improve his record to 26-0. Okay, so the hand's starting to bother him now. This was 2001. He said Hernandez is a very, very tough fighter. And Hernandez fell to 33 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. Floyd said, I'm disappointed in my performance. He suffered the first knockdown of his career in that fight when he hit Hernandez with a left hook in round 6, which caused him sufficient pain that he dropped his injured left hand to the canvas. I remember that. Carlos Hernandez. He wasn't hit, but was given a standing 8 count by the referee because anything other than the feet touched the mat. It's a knockdown, right? Okay. Next, Jesus Chavez. Floyd versus Jesus Chavez. There's him and Jesus. Right there. That looks something like Oscar. That's not Oscar. It's Jesus Chavez. Okay. Now, Mayweather's last fight in the super featherweight division was against future super featherweight and lightweight champion Jesus Chavez. Chavez was the WBC's top-ranked contender and came into the fight against Floyd with a 31-fight winning streak. Now, see, Pretty Boy Floyd everybody at their prime when they was going strong. Now, Money, not so much. Money kind of took people at ideal times, but not Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy fights this guy on a 31-fight winning streak. This was Mayweather's 8th defense of the WBC super featherweight title, which he had held for more than 3 years now. He won when Chavez's corner stopped the fight after round 9. Mayweather had such difficulty making weight for this fight that he did not eat for 4 days before the weigh-in. Wow. Chavez stated after the fight, he's the champ, and now I become his #1 fan. And Floyd commented after this fight, although it would take some time to make the match, I want to fight Kostya Tszyu. Tszyu was an Australian-based Russian, and by then he had established himself as the best junior welterweight in the world, right? Now, Floyd never did get that shot at Tszyu, but he went on to fight Ricky Hatton, who beat Tszyu, and he won the light junior welterweight championship. And we're going to talk about that in a moment, okay? Now, here comes the fights. Castillo, that so many people said he lost. Remember? what's his name? Jose Luis Castillo won. That's one. Wait a minute. Yeah, that was one. That's two. Yeah, one. This is one. Okay. Now, in his first fight as a lightweight, that was his first fight, he took on WBC champion and the ring number one ranked lightweight, Jose Luis Castillo. Because remember, Floyd was champion at WBC at 130. So when it went to lightweight, he got his first shot was at the WBC champion at 135. Okay. Which was Castillo. Now, by the fight night, Floyd was weighing 138 and a half, and Castillo was at 147 and a half. See, another weight bully. They fighting for the lightweight crown, but Castillo actually fighting as a welterweight. It's crazy. Floyd only put on 3 pounds. Castillo put on 12, which ain't too bad. 12. Those weight classes are kind of close. So with a 10-pound rehydration limit, so that's not too bad. I'm not going to rant too much on that one. That's not bad. Now, Floyd defeated Castillo, winning the WBC and vacant ring and lineal lightweight titles with a 12-round unanimous decision at the MGM Grand Garden Arena before a crowd of 6,900. Now, with Mayweather's win, he became the first lineal lightweight champion since Pernell Whitaker. And the judges had it. Jerry Roth had and John King both had at 115, 111 for Floyd. And Judge Anak Hong Tong Count, something like that, scored at 116, 111. That decision was loudly booed by the pro-Castillo crowd. That wasn't too bad because I had it like 115, 111. So why was 116, 111 booed and 115, 111 not booed? That's crazy. But they had a bunch of casuals in the crowd or something? Now, the Associated Press had Mayweather winning 115, 111, and that was right. Because in that fight, a lot of people say he lost, but a lot of people called some of those rounds, that could go either way. I forgot the name for them. I have a lot of brain loss today, but they weren't rounds that could go either way. They were close, but clear Floyd rounds, man. A lot of them was close rounds, but Floyd clearly pulled them out, you know. And he clearly won the fight. Yeah. I done watched that fight a lot of times. He clearly won it. But kind of like Tank situation this week. So many people was waiting for him to lose. Anytime you come close to losing, they're going to say you lost because they waiting so bad for you to lose, you know. Any little slip up, you know, they're going to get you. And he was because he wasn't usually in close fights back around that time. Pretty Boy was like blowing everybody away. So the first time he in a close fight, oh, you lost that, Floyd. But he really didn't lose it. But it was close. Okay. Now, the New York Daily News scorecard also had Mayweather winning 116, 112. Everybody had Floyd winning the fight. All the major publications, everybody had him winning. But most importantly, the 3 judges had him winning. Right? That's what counts. Now, Castillo could not touch Mayweather in the first round. He threw 27 punches and landed only 3. After round 1, Larry Merchant pointed out, Mayweather made a comment in the corner about his left shoulder. We'll see if something's wrong with it. He seems to be rotating it, trying to keep it loose. George Foreman also commenting noted, massage my left shoulder. Mayweather said, that's not a good sign. Now, the first minute of the second round, Castillo went down on a shot by Mayweather, which was ruled a slip by the referee. Later in the fight, Harold Letterman alluded to it by saying, by the way, that knockdown in the second round is extremely questionable. It was a knockdown. I thought Floyd did throw a left hook, and this guy Castillo went down at the end of the hook. But what you going to do? It's a judgment call by the referee, so it doesn't go as a 10-8 round, right? So he got robbed of a 10-8 round. Clearly won the fight. Now, the referee took a point from Castillo for hitting on the break in the 8th round after several warnings throughout the fight. Now, I don't think he really deserved to get a point taken, but that was a makeup. because the referee didn't give Floyd the extra point for the knockdown earlier. He takes the front for Castile later. So that makes up for it, right? So now, with Castile repeatedly hitting on the break, it wasn't that bad though. This led to a large number of his punches landing. George Foreman agreed with the decision. That's what you want a referee to do. Although his counterpart Larry Merchant had an alternative view. I think this referee has been altogether too involved in the fight, too officious. Well, I agree with Larry Merchant on something. I thought so too. Now, Dracula struck again in the 9th round, this time taking a point away from Floyd for using his elbows. Mayweather won the fight by using his jab effectively and staying away from Castile for much of the fight. Now, having injured his left shoulder on the last day of training, Floyd changed to the southpaw stance on several occasions to throw more right-handed punches. At the end of the fight, Harold Letterman had Castile winning unofficially, 115-111. He had Castile winning. Obviously, he didn't like Floyd. ESPN's Max Kellerman disputed Letterman's scoring, writing in his boxing column, Harold Letterman, the HBO unofficial ringside television judge, gave the official ringside television judge, gave the 3rd round to Castile, which I think demonstrates that Mayweather suffers from the same scoring syndrome that afflicted Pernell Whitaker. Okay? All right, now so let's go to the second fight. 2. 2 was a little more clearer for Mayweather. Okay? Ray Patterson, what's happening, Ray? And Crush the Legend in the building. What's happening? Yeah, Al Booker, he did. It was a very good fight. But like I was saying, he suffered from the same thing like Tank suffered from. Floyd, Pretty Boy was beating everybody so widely that as soon as he got in a close fight, all the haters say you lost, right? You know? He still won the fight, but as soon as he got in a close one, everybody jumped all over him because, he was beating everybody so widely back then, right? Good fighters, big name fighters. Because Pretty Boy fought everybody in the prime, coming off winning streaks, all kinds of stuff, whereas money got him at ideal times. But salute to Crush the Legend and RP, straight out of New Jersey. Let's go to 2. The second fight was much more clearly Floyd's. Castile 2. Okay? Immediate rematch. Due to the closeness of their first fight, Floyd accepted an immediate rematch with Castile, which took place on December 7, 2002. Now, before the rematch, Floyd reiterated that he had torn his left rotator cuff 2 days before the first fight and could not throw a jab or a left hook. In there without his jab, and still won the fight. He had surgery following the controversial decision over Castile and said his shoulder had fully healed by the second fight. Now, the smaller Mayweather was again outweighed by Castile on the night of the fight. Castile again weighed 147 to Mayweather's 138, almost the exact same. I think Mayweather was like 138 and a half the first fight, but they both almost the exact same weights. In the rematch, Mayweather used his footwork combination and jab to earn another unanimous decision. First fight, his left shoulder his rotator cuff was torn, so he really didn't have his jab. There were no knockdowns or notable exchanges in the fight. The judges this time was close again, with Mayweather winning 115-113, 115-113, right? 2 judges had it 115-113. 1 judge had it 116-113. Actually, the judges had the second fight closer. Because remember, the first fight was 115-111 twice and 116-111, remember? So actually, the second fight was judged closer. Isn't that something? And everybody said Floyd clearly won the second one, and the judges had that closer. Of course, Harold Letterman gave it to Floyd this time. Okay. Then he fought Victoriano Sosa after the Castile situation. Victoriano Sosa. Okay. And don't forget to Crush the Legend Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. The coffee and the donut. Okay? Friday episode. Kensaw Love 1. The family thing in the building. Salute Kensaw Love 1. And you know, right there he is, the real Hattie in the building. What's up, Jamil? Salute. We talking about Floyd. Let's talk about Floyd. Okay. Victoriano Sosa. I had like 30 pranks with it. We might not get them all in because it's almost 3:30 already. Floyd was a long one. I maybe shouldn't have did that. Highlights of boxing history should have started right at 2 today. But hey, hindsight is 2020, bitch. Mayweather versus Sosa. On April 19th, 2003, but we're going to get through and go to the big fights like Oscar and Canelo. What was the other guy, the MMA guy named? McGregor. Yeah, we're going to definitely get those in. On April 19th, 2003, Mayweather defended his WBC lightweight title in a unanimous decision over Dominican Victoriano Sosa. Now, Mayweather was 30-0 at that time. He fought a tactically sound 12-round fight against an aggressive Sosa, who was 35-3 with 2 draws. Okay? Then, Nadal. I think he was South African. Philip Nadal. There they go. Nadal with his back to us. Okay. William Old School of Rant in the building. Oh, yeah, Old School, I got to give you my new number too, bro. You wasn't trying to call me about that show. I'll get it to you this weekend. I thought you were supposed to get in touch with me over the weekend, but I say, Old School ain't got my new number. Thought about that over the week, but I'll get it to you. But salute, Old School. From the Angry White Men. William Old School of Rant tonight is Friday. 10 o'clock. William Old School of Rant and D1, the Angry White Men podcast. Old School of Rant, hashtag AWM, JBT. Salute, Old School. Okay. Yeah, Philip Nadal. I think he's South African or Haitian or something. I don't know. Any Haitian boxers? His next fight was on November 1st of 2003, right? And back in his hometown of Grand Rapids against the WBC #1 ranked contender, Philip Nadal. I think he's still at lightweight, 135. Now, Nadal came in at 31-1. During the run-up to the fight, Nelson Mandela invited Nadal to the office for a pep talk before his departure for the USAA South Africa, advising him to keep Mayweather on the outside with the jab. That ain't gonna work. Work the body and the head will become available. Mandela must didn't know too much about boxing. How you gonna keep Floyd on the outside and outpoint him? Come on, Mandela, you meant the opposite. Nadal probably had to get in on Floyd. Floyd is a master boxer, Nelson. But he tried. South African President Thabo Mbeki in a note said he had full confidence Nadal will put on a performance to make all South Africans proud and will return home with the WBC belt. When told of his opponent's high-level support, Mayweather responded, Nelson Mandela's a great man. He's big in America, but Mandela can't get in there and fight for him. In the 5th round, Mayweather connected with a series of straight rights and left when Nadal would not go down. When Mayweather gave a little smile and continued the barrage, he dominated his opponent before flooring him with a series of rights in the 7th round. Nadal got up on shaky legs, forcing a stoppage at 150 of the 7th round. At times during the fight, Mayweather, in black trunks outlined with fur, seemed to toy with Nadal. By the end of 2003, Mayweather was still the ring's lightweight champion and the number 5 ranked best pound-for-pound boxer in the world. Okay, now he's going up to junior welterweight, 140. First fight at junior welterweight was DeMarcus Corley. Okay, I got them all. There's him and DeMarcus right there. There's him and DeMarcus Corley. Okay. Yeah, everybody's gonna pull in tonight, Old School. 10 p.m. EST. Old School got a lot to rant about. Damn. You extra angry, Old School? I gotta see that. Old School is extra angry. God damn, he got a lot to rant about. Yeah, I'm gonna get you that number maybe later today, Old School. Okay. Yeah, tune in tonight. Old School got a lot to rant about. 10 p.m. EST, 9 p.m. Central. I This what, like 7 on the West Coast. Okay, tonight. Junior welterweight, Mayweather versus Corley. DeMarcus Corley. Now, Floyd is 27 years old now. He made his 140-pound debut by facing former champion DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley. He knocked him down twice, officially in rounds 8 and 10, and scored a unanimous decision, 119-107, 119-108, and 118-108, nearly a shutout. The fight was billed as a WBC elimination fight, with the winner earning a shot at 140-pound champion Arturo Gatti. Corley's trainer Don Turner said Mayweather can flat out fight. Now, before Gatti, he did have another tune-up at 140. He went up against Henry Brusellis. Okay, January 22nd, 2005, he fought Henry Brusellis in another WBC eliminator fight. I thought he won the first eliminator fight, so they threw him in another one. He outclassed Brusellis throughout the first 7 rounds. In round 8, he knocked Brusellis down twice, and the fight was stopped. Okay, now Gatti. Remember the one in Atlantic City? Ooh, I felt sorry for Gatti, man. He was just like tattooing Gatti, man. You could smack a blop, man. I was down at the TV, stop it, and it was in Gatti's hometown. Now, see, Gatti had fought the guy's name was Robinson twice in a fight and a rematch, and this guy was a slick fighter like Floyd. That's why Floyd had the confidence he could do Gatti like that, because Robinson pretty much dominated Gatti, but they were good fights, but he beat Gatti unanimously in both fights, right? So Floyd, that's why Floyd had the confidence he could do that, because Gatti didn't fare well against this slick fighter, similar to Floyd, but not on Floyd's level at all, twice before that. So I think the guy's name was Robinson, right? They went fighting with one of my fighters of the year I talked about. But anyway, Mayweather versus Gatti. The pay-per-view fight between Mayweather and the ring number 1 ranked contender Arturo Gatti took place June 25th, 2005 in Atlantic City, New Jersey, where fans heavily supported Gatti. Now, before the fight, Mayweather was confident, describing Gatti as a C-plus fighter, a fake and a blown-up club fighter. That's what he treated him like, too. Mayweather entered the ring being carried on a chariot to the song Another One Bites the Dust. Remember that? Yeah. Gatti entered the ring accompanied by the song Thunderstruck and was momentarily frightened by the pyrotechnics exploding. Now, near the end of round 1, Mayweather pushed Gatti's head down in close. Gatti broke, leaving himself vulnerable while Mayweather continued landing punches. Gatti turned to the referee to complain. Mayweather capitalized, sending Gatti to the canvas with more shots for what was scored a knockdown. Protect yourself at all times. Even when the referee says stop, still protect yourself, all times. Throughout the next 5 rounds, the quicker Mayweather landed nearly every shot against Gatti, who had no offense with which to return fire. Yeah, Floyd was on that night. I don't even think he missed 5 punches the entire fight. Gatti's corner stopped the fight after round 6, giving Mayweather his 3rd world title. That was 140, right? In the post-fight interview, Mayweather praised Gatti, claiming that his pre-fight comments were just to sell tickets, right? To many boxing experts, Mayweather's dominance of Gatti solidified his position as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. Get this. Comfort Box had Mayweather outlanding Gatti 168-41. I don't even think Gatti landed that many, to tell you the truth. Gatti only landed 10 power punches in 6 rounds, right? Mayweather's fight with Gatti would be his last in the junior welterweight division. He only had like 3 fights there. He left junior welterweight as the number 1 ranked contender, and Ricky Hatton was the champion. But he did face Hatton at welterweight, right? Next fight was Shambo Mitchell. There they are. We got to move it along some. Let's see, where's Shambo Mitchell at? Excuse me for a minute. Getting close to the airport. Okay. Wow, I'm way back here. I haven't got the Oscar, Juan Manuel, none of them. Yeah, Shambo Mitchell. Okay, I'll just tell you the result of that fight. Floyd knocked Mitchell down with a straight right hand to the head in round 6. And the fight was stopped in round 6. After Mitchell was Zab Judah. Well, you know, all hell broke loose in that fight. Yeah, that's him and Zab. Okay. Yeah, I felt bad for Gaddy too, old school, because that was terrible, man. I think his corner, I think it could have been stopped like the 4th round. They let that man take like 2 rounds of unnecessary punishment. After like the 4th round, it was clear Gaddy wasn't gonna win the fight. He had nothing, no adjustment, nothing he could do, man. Floyd just had his number. And Floyd couldn't miss, and Gaddy couldn't land. So I don't know why they let that fight go that long like that, you know? He was taking heavy punishment, man. Heavy punishment. I mean, them things was sounding like a baseball bat going upside his head. It was terrible. That was terrible. Yeah. Mayweather versus Judah. This was April 8th, 2006. Okay. At welterweight. This was for the IBF welterweight title. And Floyd won a unanimous decision. And you know what happened in that fight? Oh, hell broke loose. Well, Roger told Floyd in the early rounds that Zab going to do something dirty, and he sure did. He hit Floyd low, and then Floyd bent over, and Zab hit him in the back of the head. That was too much for Roger. Roger jumped in there, and then Yoel Judah, Zab's father, jumped in there. Then Leonard Ellaby jumped in there, and all hell broke loose. And Floyd couldn't do nothing because Floyd was over there along the ropes in pain. And there was a lot of fines and suspensions. Floyd didn't get any because he couldn't. Floyd couldn't do nothing. See him over there? Floyd was hurt. Zab hit him hard, man. And Roger told him, like 3 or 4 rounds straight, that he said, that motherfucker gonna do something dirty, watch. and Zab hit him low. And when Floyd bent over and Zab hit him behind the head, Roger couldn't handle Roger. I think Roger might have jumped over the top rope. I don't know. He got in there in a hurry, and then here come Yoel Judah, and then here come Leonard Ellaby, and then that was it. And there they all go. See Leonard Ellaby in the middle over there? Yeah. But after Zab, let's move on because it's getting late. After Zab was, I'm not even halfway through the fights I had. And Zab was a long one, but sorry, we can't do it, Zab. Shambo Mitchell was before Zab. After Zab, it was oh come on, man. It might have been Oscar. No, Carlos Baldomir. Carlos Baldomir. There's him and Carlos. We might do a 2-part on Floyd. Continue next Friday. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna continue Floyd next Friday. We're gonna finish up today. Yeah, because it's a long ways to go. I can't leave all this. Okay, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So let me finish up the Zab, because that was kind of good. Okay, let's talk about him and Zab. We're going to finish this up next Friday. Next Friday. Now, him and Zab, it was on April 8th, 2006. He beat Zab Judah for the IBF welterweight title. Unanimous decision. Now, plans for the fight had been jeopardized after Zab lost the WBA, WBC, and the ring welterweight titles to Carlos Baldomir, who Floyd fought after Zab. Zab lost to Baldomir on January 7th, 2006. However, Mayweather and Zab's camps worked the contract and decided that the fight would go on anyway without the titles. I think it was for one title, the IBF title. Yeah. Now, I don't know how that worked out. But anyway, the camps worked it out and they fought anyway. Now, Zab started caused problems for Floyd early in the fight, right? And even managed to knock Floyd down. However, it was not ruled a knockdown. Remember that? But Mayweather began to dominate Zab in round 5. And Zab eventually started bleeding late in the 10th round. Then Judah hit Mayweather with a left hand that was clearly below the belt. That was the 10th round. Followed with a right hand rabbit punch behind the head. Referee Richard Steele called timeout with 5 seconds remaining in the round. Roger Mayweather entered the ring and approached Zab, but still restrained him. Then Uriel Judah, Zab's father, entered the ring as well. Then Leonard Ellerbe came in. Now Mayweather remained in the neutral corner while the Judah scuffled with Roger, Leonard Ellerbe, and others who had entered the ring until police and security restored order. They actually got to finish the fight. Yeah, they actually finished the fight. Now they had some suspensions and fines. Now Roger was ejected, and the fight continued. Now Don King made a good point. Don King was promoting Zab, and Barfather was promoting Floyd. Told you they didn't like each other, but when it came to making their money, they got together. They ain't like these guys nowadays, the other side of the street and that bullshit. They got together and made the big fights when the big names was at the top of those divisions. And Don King said that Floyd should have been disqualified because Roger came in that ring first. And he was right. Floyd should have been disqualified. And it should be 49-1. But they didn't do it. So, Richard Steele. Right? Anyway, yeah, big fight. They just let it be decided in the ring. But anyway, they got the fight started back up, and Floyd ended up winning 116, 112, 117, 111, 119, 109. I don't know if it was that bad. 117, 111 sound about right. The carpet box stats had it. Floyd landed 188 punches, and Zab had 82. Okay. Now, 5 days after the fight, the Nevada State Athletic Commission decided to overturn the result of the fight. However, Roger Mayweather was fined $200,000 and suspended for 1 year. Now, the suspension stipulated that Roger could train Floyd in the gym, but could not work the corner during fights. Okay, and the IBF ordered a rematch between Mayweather and Judah. However, the NSA, Nevada State Athletic Commission, suspended Judah for 1 year on May 8th, and Mayweather vacated the IBF title. So they never fought again. And after the fight against Zab, it was reported that Mayweather rejected an $8 million offer to fight Antonio Margarito, citing his split with promoter Bob Arum. That's the reason. Okay. Now, Austin De La Hoya postponed his decision until 2007, leaving Mayweather to obtain Mayweather Promotions and choose his next opponent. Okay. Now, Mayweather considered moving up in weight again to fight junior middleweight champion Corey Spinks, but because of negative publicity and Spinks' impending mandatory defense of his title, he decided to face WBC and the ring welterweight champion Carlos Baldomir on November 4th, 2006 in Las Vegas, because Zab had the WBA, WBC, WBO, but he lost him to Baldomir before he fought Floyd, remember? But they still had to fight anyway. Yeah. Booker says, leave Richard Steele out of this. Yeah, Richard Steele always mixed up in something, man. I think Richard Steele was getting some envelopes full of some cash or something, because his name popped up in a lot of controversies, And Jarrell says Floyd low-key broke Zab in that fight. I can see Tank doing Roach like that next time. Yeah, that's a good point. Mm-hmm. Old School get ready to go get his check. Can't believe it is actually already on Friday instead of making me wait all weekend. Okay, yeah, don't forget tonight, Angry White Men at 10 p.m. Okay, he fought Baldomir, but we're going to continue Floyd next Friday, okay? Because I had like 33 fights I wanted to cover, and we are just at 18. 18 and 18 is what, 36. We're almost halfway. And Oscar is next. We're going to start with Oscar next Friday. So let's do Baldomir and cut it there. Next Friday is going to be the life and career of Floyd Money Mayweather, part 2. Okay, because it is a long one. But anyway, he fought Carlos Baldomir because he was fighting Zab for like 3 titles. And Baldomir took him from Zab. So that was his next opponent. Let's see. Do I have Baldomir? Yeah, that's him in Baldomir right there. Yeah, that's him in Baldomir. Tata. That was Baldomir's nickname. Tata. Okay. Despite having not lost in over 8 years, Baldomir was an underdog in the fight. Mayweather defeated him for both titles in a unanimous decision. He took 2 from Zabdin. Ringside punch statistics showed Mayweather landing 199 of 458 punches, while Baldomir landed 79 of 670. Wow. He threw more than Floyd and landed less. Now, Mayweather earned $8 million for the fight. Baldomir was paid $1.6 million. Career earnings highs for both fighters at the time. Now, Floyd blew that out the water. Some $8 million was his high at that time because Floyd went over to 6 digits a couple times, especially with Conor McGregor, remember? Now, during the fight, Baldomir chased Mayweather, unable to land any meaningful shots, but trying to be the busier fighter. Mayweather picked away with sharp jabs and hooks, cutting Baldomir over his left eye in the very first round. Now, this pattern continued throughout the fight. The defensive-minded Mayweather put on what many witnesses and Mayweather himself called a boxing clinic to take Baldomir's WBC ring and lineal welterweight titles in a lopsided 12-round decision by scores of. 2 judges had it 120-108, a shutout, and the third judge had it 118-110. They gave Baldomir exactly 1 round, right? Now, after the fight, Mayweather proposed a match with Oscar De La Hoya. Now, with Mayweather's win, he became the first fighter since Roberto Duran to have captured the ring titles in both the lightweight and welterweight divisions. He also captured his 3rd lineal championship in as many weight classes: super featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight, following in the footsteps of Henry Armstrong and Sugar Ray Leonard. That's lofty company. And we're going to stop it right there because the next fight, we're going to start with Oscar next Friday. That's a good place so we know where we're at, okay? That's where we're going to start next week. Part 2. Tune in next Friday for part 2 of the life and career of Floyd Mayweather. Y'all know them shows be having part 2. You have to wait a week for it, so yeah. Because, I told you I had 33 fights I wanted to cover, and we only had 18. You think we can do the other 33 in 15 minutes? Let's continue. No, just kidding. It took us 45 minutes to do, an hour to do 18. How are we going to do 33 in 15 minutes? But I appreciate everybody coming through today. And we're going to got another big week of boxing history coming up next week. We got some big things. We got a new series coming up from Remo starting Monday. We're going to do like an all-star team from each decade. The best fighter in each weight division for each decade, all the way up. From 1900 to 2025. Now, starting out, there'll be, it was only 8, right? But as we got, they kept going up more and more. So as we come through the decades, we're going to have more and more divisions. Because they started adding juniors, supers, till now it's 17. But I don't know what's up with their bridgerweight. That would make 18, but I only recognize 17. I don't know what no bridgerweight is. So I don't even deal with no bridgerweight, okay? We're finished the weight division. We came from heavyweight all the way to minimum weight on Tuesday, so we're done. And Lucy Goosey, if you're still in here, I'm going to do you're one of the best combination punches. That's going to be next Wednesday. I always, if I have one, try to like to do Wednesdays as a suggestion from the chat. Lucy Goosey, one of the best combination punches of all time. So that's going to be next Wednesday. We're going to talk about combinations and, a little bit about combinations. And then we're going to do the combination punches. Brought to you by Lucy Goosey. Okay? Next Wednesday. One of the great nicknames. Like the Explosive Thin Man, Alexis Aguayo, the... what's the other one, Al Booker, that we like? Oh, man, damn. Homicide Hank. And then the Ghetto Wizard. And, of course, the Hands of Stone. Roberto Duran. Okay, we got Just New Boxing coming up next. Don't forget that fight, man. Shinjiro Taraji and man, what's the other guy's name? Yuri Aki. Next Thursday. Now, I don't know what time it is. It's on ESPN Plus, but coming from Japan, that might be one of them 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning ones. And a lot of people in the Western world, like Europe, United States, don't watch those early morning Japanese fights if it's not the monster. But I'm telling you, this one is worth it. It's a unification. Taraji has the WBC and Aki has the WBA. It's going to be fight of the year type situation, man. I'm telling you. Don't miss it. You'll be doing yourself a disservice. It'll be like missing Cass Sports the Box Story. You missed that fight. Like a lot of people doing. But it's all good. I got my main people in here. That is fine with me. Okay, I know Usyk won Fighter of the Year this year. I told y'all. Do I need to pull up receipts? I've been saying this since October. That Usyk was going to be Fighter of the Year this year. I ain't got to pull up no receipts though, because I got them. But I knew once Usyk beat Fury for the second time, he had it. Now, Daniel Dubois had a good case. He had a pretty big year. Because he has a couple big names on his resume for 2024. But yeah, what was the fight of the year, though? I don't even know that. But I'm going to know in a minute. Because there's this thing called Google, right? Remember back in the old days, you argue with somebody for months trying to figure out something. Nowadays, all you got to do is, fast as you can type, you know the answer to the question. Who puts Google together? Anybody know? Ed McQueen might be on that panel that put Google together. There'll be some smart, intelligent people that know a lot of stuff. I can see Ed being on it. Mm-hmm. The Google panel. Putting all the information together. Salute, Ed. Okay, let's see. I can't get my finger to work, man. I type with one cut. I'm trying to put O and keep coming out I. Christmas. They right next to each other. Anybody know who the fight of the year was? Was it Virgil and Bohachuk? Or I'm talking about last year. I-N-E. Yeah, we got a couple more minutes before we're going to get up out of here. Fight. I'm trying to see if I was right on Fight of the Year so I can brag on that too. I had the fighter. I said Usyk. Okay. What year is this? 2020? I mean, last year was 2024, right? I think, wasn't it? These times go by so fast, it might be 2026. I don't know, man. This thing ain't accurate. I don't know. Who was the fight of the year, man? Anybody know? Damn. All these highly knowledgeable boxing fans in here, nobody don't know. Man, I'm cutting all of y'all loose. No, I'm not. Okay, let's see. Let me switch up. Not fighter, fight. I know the fighter was Usyk. Alexander Usyk. Haven't seen Define Arnie in a couple of days. I have a friend from Puerto Rico. Then we're going to get out of here. It's time for Just Do Boxing. But I appreciate everybody that came through this entire week, man. Had a great time again. Talking this boxing history. Because you know how I always say, anything you love like we love boxing, knowing the history or origins of it just make it that much better. Anything in life you love like that, man. Knowing the history, it's just gravy on the cake, man. Icing on the cake, not gravy. God damn. Icing on the cake. Who puts gravy on a cake? I give up, man. I can't figure out the fighting fighters of the year. It should be right in this phone, but this is the one I use when I'm doing my little write-ups for the decade when I do it. And there it is, right there. Here we go. Get ready to tell y'all. For 2025. 4. It's still 2025, right? Wait, this time going by. I'm serious. Okay. It was what? Raymond Ford and Adabek comatose. What? Raymond Ford got a 12th round TKO. That wasn't even on my radar. Or was that the one in 23? No, it said 2023. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Appreciate everybody. We gotta go. Time for Just Do Boxing to do his thing. To give us that balanced boxing talk. If you haven't hit the like, hit my like on the way out the door, and then hit Just Do's on the way in the door. And we appreciate it 1,000%. Both members of that Project JBT organization. And anyway, before you go to Just Do, I just had it up. I can't do nothing right today, man. I was going to tell you what Just was going to be putting this down with today. That's my show, The Life and Career of Floyd. I can say, just talking about Floyd Mayweather too. I was looking at my own show. I was like, damn, Just Do talking about Floyd too? But that was me. Ain't that crazy? Oh my God, Cass. I don't know, but coming up next, Just Do Boxing, okay? I beat y'all. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Okay. William Old School of Red. Don't forget tonight at 10 p.m. the Angry White Men with Old School and D1. And Old School is already angry. He said he got a lot of stuff he read about tonight. I ain't missing that. I'll see you at 10, Old School. Jarrell Hattie, Ken Saw Love 1, Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. Crush the Legend. Remember Crush Coffee and the Donuts, 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. Fire podcast, man. Attentive Aunt McQueen. Al Booger. Donnie Williams. Thomas, the legendary Thomas Hill. Technique. Mike Rim. Lucy Goosey. Appreciate you, Lucy Goosey. All your valued input putting in here. Andrew K. Hope to see you again, Andrew K. Appreciate you. Probably my biggest supporter, Mike Masick. Been here since the beginning. And Mike Rim. Them two. Thomas Hill. And been here since the beginning. And Miss Cass, hashtag JBT, the executive vice president of Cass Sports. Al Booger. I shouldn't have started because now I got to say everybody's name. Ray Patterson, all of them. Jarrell Kinsaw Love. Well, I just said, y'all. William Old School of Red, Jarrell Hattie, Kinsaw Love 1, Ray Patterson, Crush the Legend. Got to say him again. Don't want to miss nobody. Aunt McQueen, Al Booger, Donnie Williams, Thomas Hill, Mike Rim, Technique, Lucy Goosey, Andrew K, Mike Rim, and Miss Cass. I appreciate all of y'all, man. And join me Monday, okay? For start off another big week of boxing history. Because if it's Monday through Friday at 2 p.m., it's The Boxtorian bringing you all that boxing history. Just Do Boxing is straight ahead. This is Cass Sports. I appreciate all of y'all for coming through once again. I'll see y'all next week. But first, I will see y'all around these JBT streets this weekend. Everybody have a great weekend.